The witness who called 911 had drove by the female's vehicle and noticed that she'd been lying on the ground with the door open. Approached, it was clear to see that the female was unresponsive. Yeah. On that day, a party was supposed to be thrown for her boyfriend. Her boyfriend? None other than Billy Adams. Detectives caught...
Okay, bro, so it's kind of getting weird now, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just beat a double homie at the studio. You go to trial, you beat that case. 2 bodies. You get out 3 days later. They find your girlfriend dead with a 2-year-old in the back. She 5 months pregnant at a car 3 days after you get off trial, bro. What the is wrong with you? You feel me?
These exotic boys, smoke exotic ops. You ain't heard about murder boys, we got exotic glocks. Tight to pull up real fast, with a lot of shots. Bitch, I'm feeling just like Mac, I got a lot of guap.
We got some real funky music that we got right now. I want the flame up that donkey right now. We got the thoink, gotta have that thoink, yow. What y'all on, Ski? Hey, tell me why somebody, I'm tired of these niggas in my comments talking about, oh, these titles are so capped. These titles are so over-exaggerated. Oh, my God. Hey, bro, it's entertainment. When you watch WWE, they say, oh, he struck the chair with the skull. He didn't even hit the boy. The chair is fake. It's entertainment, bro. It's entertainment. And it's a joke. I'm just playing. I'm on here clowning, fooling every day. So the title, the description, what I say in the video, the jokes, it's entertainment, bro. Watch the video, be entertained, and go about your day, bro. And get off my meat. Get off my Johnson. Let off my ding-a-ling, okay? What y'all on? It's your boy Mac Mula. I came Mr. Mula Mac. I'm back in another video. You right now, we rockin' cloud stock. Keep the cuz in my pocket, man. Listen, man, check it out. You feel me? If you love me, I love you. If you love me, I love you too. And that's how you do it too. You escape. Look, I appreciate everybody for rocking with me from the bottom of my heart. But go to my main channel right now because I'm trying to get back on roll with that bit. You feel me? Before I left, I had just hit another video with 1 million views, shorty. And then they demonetized my channel and were nothing but the devil. The devil thought he had me. But I got that thorn. We finna get into the video. His pencil neck ugly, ain't no to be.
Billy Bennett Adams III.
Billy Bennett, his name Billy.
Graduating from the University of South Florida with a bachelor's degree in science and business management, he had aspirations of joining the military to follow in his stepfather's footsteps. He himself a disabled veteran who Billy took care of. It's unclear why he didn't join the military prior to the incident he found himself wrapped up in, but family members did insist he was in the process of doing so. Over the course of his university tenure, Billy had been working at the
Nigga, you went to school to be in the military? What the hell are you thinking? That's slow as hell. You went to school to be in the military after you got out of school? What the f is wrong with you? Oh, nigga, go get a job, my boy. You tripping. Oh, shit.
A sports shop in Tampa, Florida. But for as many positives as there were in his life, there were also negatives. You see, Billy had been connected to the local Crips gang, as you're aware, but how deep those connections are isn't known. Only some initial
so now you a Crip. Is he been a Crip or is he... Come on, man.
There were also negatives. You see, Billy had been connected to the local Crips gang, as you're aware, but how deep those connections are isn't known. Only some initial reports state that he had been involved to some degree with them. Maybe then he had just been loosely associated, or maybe he had used his legit lifestyle.
That's like, man, that nigga like Bentley TV. Wintley. That's Wintley when he had his hair. When his hair used to be, what you call it?
Just been loosely associated, or maybe he had used his legit lifestyle to mask his true character. In 2018, Billy started rapping under the alias Ace NH. It's clear to see his affiliation with the gang in the videos. It wouldn't be too hard to think then that his involvement was much deeper than what was out there in the news. And that's pretty much at the heart of this story. His music career. Fast forwarding the timeline 2 years on, a collab project featuring artists from across the city was underway. Billy wanted a piece of it. The album was being fronted by Jamil Lanier.
Who the is this, bro? He look like the next America's H&M top model. Y'all got his standing in the front line in a Crip video. A Crip gangster video. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? Does she look like Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
Fronted by Jamil Lanier, aka Joe Million, Billy's childhood friend. He didn't want to miss out on the chance to push his name further. After spending a little while cooking up some lyrics, the pair were ready to go and record the song on November 19th. 2020. However, they would run into some issues that in retrospect may have caused a deadly incident if we're to believe one testimony. The boys had a slot booked at a studio for around 6 p.m. but a short while before they were due to go in, the session was cancelled due to a clash of bookings. They then attempted to reach out to a handful of other studios that Billy had connections with, but everyone was fully booked due to it being so last minute. Enters Joseph Meek. Joseph worked in car audio fitting and repairs, but had turned his hobby of being a music engineer into a side hustle around 2008. During his time as an engineer, he built up relationships within the city and had crossed paths with Billy on several occasions, but the pair only really knew each other on a business level, rather than personal. When Billy hit Joseph up on that November's evening to see if he had a slot open, he did, but by this point he had changed his studio location to a shed at the back of his parents' home on the 15,000 block of North 23rd Street in Lutz, Florida.
Lutz, Florida? What the hell is that?
So this is where we get two conflicting stories. On the one hand, Billy stated that he turned up to Joseph's recording studio by himself, and as he arrived, two men, Trayvon Albury and Daniel Thompson, had turned up. Whereas Joseph stated that all three men came together in a car. Billy had been acquainted with Daniel as he had been from the local area, but hadn't known Trayvon. He tagged along. When all were present in the studio, Billy would record his part to the collab song with Jamil, and after several takes were recorded, he was finished. Jamil then arrived with his girlfriend, who had waited in his car while he went in to record. He was said to have been in the booth for around 20 minutes or so, but had to leave as he and his girlfriend had some errands to run. While Jamil was laying down his verse, Billy allegedly overheard a conversation between Daniel and Trayvon stating that they wanted to rob Joseph. To back this claim, an Instagram DM was sent to him, but Joseph didn't have his phone on him, so he hadn't received the message. Roughly an hour later, Joseph had worked his magic, and the song was complete, ready to be emailed over. As part of Joseph's engineering process, he emails the song over to the artist before they leave, and said artist has to confirm that they've received it. On this occasion, as he was doing so, Trayvon pulled a firearm and put it to the back of his head. He was none the wiser. That's if we're to believe Billy's story anyway. You see, he claimed that after Trayvon pointed the gun towards Joseph, he had to do something to prevent it, so he pulled out his own firearm and shot both men. After the initial shots were fired, Joseph, panicked, confused and traumatized, had turned around to see what had just happened. There they were, Daniel and Trayvon, laying in a pool of their own blood.
So you tried to rob the engineer? What the is wrong with these people? What do you think the engineer got that you won't? It's an engineer, bro. It's a white boy engineer. Like I'm trying to figure out what the what? And then they saying the other dude, Billy, popped the other niggas because they like, why are you trying to rob the engineer, bro?
They were going to rob you. What happened? They were going to rob you. Joseph then ran in his home to call for emergency services, and Billy fled the scene.
Hello, my name is Joseph Meek.
Hold on, we finna get right back into the video, but before we do, shorty, I gotta tell y'all about my membership. MulaMembership.com is a website that I started almost 2 years ago, and since then I have helped literally over 10,000 people make at least $20,000 profit before they left my membership. I know a lot of people gonna say it's cap, but y'all see the proof, man. I do this every day like clockwork. When you sign up for my membership, not only is you gonna get access to all the videos in my membership, where it's teaching you exactly what to do, how to do it when it comes to stocks, crypto, social media monetization, financial literacy, credit. I'm literally going to walk you step by step to make yourself a rich entrepreneur. And on top of that, I have a team of more than 30 people that work around the clock 24/7 and call out stock and crypto plays, so you know what to buy, when to buy, and you make money with me making the same investments that I make at the same time that I'm making. All this for $50, short. I want to see y'all win, man. So listen, for that low price, click the first link in my description right now, MulaMembership.com. Come sign up before it's too late, because we're running out of spots. Spots are very, very limited. I want to keep this membership exclusive, so you might want to hurry up and sign up. Now let's get back into the video.
No, we're here. This is an emergency. Where we need to come to. Is this a house or an apartment?
What the f? You sound irritated, lady. You sound irritated as hell. You ain't say nothing to nothing he just said. You just...
This is a house, and it's a trailer, and I have a shed in the background.
In the background.
Okay, what's going on?
Someone 2 people have been shot. I was in the shed with 3 people. We were listening to beats, and then the one guy pulled out a gun and shot 2 people and said that they were trying to rob me or him or I don't know what the happened.
He
But 2
tweaking.
people were shot
He
in my
tweaking.
shed.
He said, I don't know what happened. All I know, I turned around, them niggas was on the floor. Low cap.
This happened
Low cap. I don't know what you talking about.
Less than 2 minutes ago.
What did the guy look like that had the weapon?
He was about a little bit shorter than me. I'm 5'9". He was probably about 5'3".
Y'all,
He had
and I touched them with the midgets.
Is he white, black, Hispanic?
short. He had like a
Is the man white, black, Hispanic?
He's black, man. He's black American.
Okay. You said he had dreads, long dreads or short dreads?
He had short dreads.
What color shirt? What color shirt is he wearing?
What color shirt is he wearing? Where is
a
the...
dark color shirt? It's hard for me to remember exactly.
Okay, Mr. Meeks, is that M-E-K-S?
Yes, ma'am.
And Joseph, J-O-S-E-P-H?
Yeah.
Stupid 911 call. Y'all ass slow, bro.
After an investigation was opened by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office into the shooting, it wasn't too long before Billy was arrested and charged on 2 counts of first-degree murder and
First
burglary.
degree, damn.
Initial reports
And burglary.
stated that the charges came as the result of a witness coming forward declaring that both Daniel and Trayvon had become embroiled in a dispute with some local Crips over firearms and money, but it didn't go into specifics. So then, it may have looked as if the shooting came as the result of a gangland hit. Surprisingly though, this wasn't even used by the state when the case would eventually go to trial, meaning either the witness was lying, had withdrew their statement, or the witness's account wouldn't be a strong enough case for the prosecution to argue. Believe it or not, the state couldn't even give a motive as to why Billy did
Why he would
what
do that,
did.
yeah.
The
Oh,
only
bro.
case they really put forward was that the evidence showed that Trayvon was in the back of the head, execution style. So how could this be a case of self-defense? One other key detail to help the prosecution's case was that even
Very
though
true
Jamil
statement. Can't fight that statement. But I bet he get off with that, though. I bet he get off with that because it ain't going to be enough evidence, folks. You got to beyond reasonable doubt. If you don't have reasonable doubt, you can't lock somebody up off what these person and this person and they say think happened at this. You feel me? But I will say that's a good point. How you going to claim self-defense if somebody got hit in the back of the head, folks? I mean, they was turned the other way, folks. I mean, they wasn't, you know? But it's still in some situations. All I be saying is, if somebody come in let's say somebody running your house, and they got a gun in their hand, you know you can run away and behind you, right? Like that's possible. Wow, I don't never understand countries and states where it's like, why would I take that chance? You feel me? Like, why would I wait until he turns around to try to? Like, that don't make no sense, bro.
to leave quickly because
But I bet he
had
got off
errands
with
to
that,
run.
though.
Billy had prompted
They ain't
him
got no
to
motive,
not
none.
even stick around. Text messages exchanged between the pair showed that Billy told Jamil to, quote, pull off fast after he recorded because, quote, he had some business to was found not guilty on the charges that were
Yeah, I
brought
told you.
against him on January
I told you.
27th. 2023, and after spending months on house arrest leading up to his eventual trial, he was
Right.
finally a free man. He could put this case to bed and move on with his
the
life.
sued pants
But
off
only
them
3
boys.
days. Yes, 3 days after beating the case, he would find himself wrapped up in another double homicide investigation.
Okay, see now one of these you guilty of, boy. I don't give a damn what you're talking
It's
about.
around 10
You guilty of one of these. You ain't finna just say you beat a double homie and then got out 3 days later and you in investigation for another double homie? Mr. Sir, you are crazy. One of them you did, folks. So which one is it? Cause the engineer man talking about some they was finna rob him. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck they finna rob him for. The computers? The headphones? The microphone? What are we talking about? And you just popped him because you said, yeah, that guy is my best friend and you're not gonna rob him. But you came with these niggas, bro. These are supposed to be your homies, bro. So you picked the engineer over your. It just ain't nothing really making sense. Then you talking about what's going
16
on? G?
p.m. on January 30th, 2023, the Tampa Police Department received a call that there was an unresponsive female in her car at 10789 Pictorial Park Drive. The witness who called 911 had drove by the female's vehicle and noticed that she'd been lying on the ground with the door open.
Damn.
As they approached, it was clear to see that the
gone.
female was unresponsive.
Yeah.
When officers arrived, they found 22-year-old Alana Sims. She'd
Oh,
been dead, and a
Damn.
2-year-old son was found alive in the back of the vehicle.
Well, at least
She
the
was
2-year-old
5
son
months
was
pregnant
alive.
at the time of her death.
And she was
a murder
5 months pregnant?
investigation was
Damn.
soon opened into the incident, and detectives attempting to trace Alana's final steps tracked down family members who told them on that day a party was supposed to be thrown for her boyfriend. Her boyfriend? None other than Billy Adams. Detectives caught...
Okay, bro. So it's kind of getting weird now, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just beat a double homie at the studio. You go to trial. You beat that case. 2 bodies. You get out 3 days later. They find your girlfriend dead with a 2-year-old in the back. She 5 months pregnant at a car 3 days after you get off trial, bro. What the is wrong with you? You feel me?
with Billy while at home on Oakflower Avenue in Tampa, Florida. He was quick to deny knowing that Alana was even deceased. He said that he hadn't spoke with or texted her in several months after believing she'd been unfaithful and that the child she was carrying wasn't his. Recounting his...
Okay, that's cool. It sounds good. Do you think the police are going to think it's a coincidence that you got off a murder case and then 3 days later your girlfriend ended up dead? You saying you ain't never seen her because she thought she was cheating. But that's a motive, though. You should have shut the hell up. Because that's a motive. She cheated on you. You got off the case. You could finally win no house arrest no more, so you went and did what you did. So that makes sense to the police. I'm just saying,
his moments
3
on the
days,
day
bro?
in question,
Uno,
he
dos,
said
tres.
that he was in all day. However, surveillance camera footage painted a different picture. When detectives inquired about the relevant surveillance footage from key areas, it showed that a Chevy Malibu had indeed left the area in where Billy lived. Although the car belonged to Billy's stepfather, detectives wanted to examine it, and it was there 2 bullets were found, similar to those that were used in the murder of Alana.
Yep.
When Billy was confronted with the new evidence, he recanted his earlier statement.
Oh, now you
about being
recanted it,
home
huh?
all evening, and said that he had been out with friends at a property in Tampa, further stating that he had left at around 6:50 p.m. and arrived back at around 8:30 p.m. To back these claims, he showed police a video that looked as if it was taken at the location of where he was supposedly out with friends. However, the video had been altered, and it had in fact been taken the day after the shooting. With a mountain of evidence pointing towards Billy Adams as being the #1 suspect, a warrant was executed by
Locked
police
up.
to
They won't
seize
let
his
him
mobile device,
out.
and it was information
They
on
won't
the
let
device
him
that secured a
out.
charge.
Hey, yo, dumbass,
against
had that
him.
phone
on
on
the
you
day
too,
prior to
stupid.
the shooting, Billy had texted a person who's currently
If you gotta remind a nigga to leave his phone, he ain't supposed to slide. If you that stupid to bring your phone to your crime, what you finna do, especially a body, you finna go catch a body and you bring a phone, you're slow, bro.
unnamed.
not even
the
about nothing,
messages
you're just
clearly
slow.
indicated that he didn't want to have Alana in his life.
Oh,
The person told Billy
motive.
not to resolve the issue violently, but they never received a response. A day later, Alana was dead. Billy would go on to be arrested on 2
okay.
counts of first-degree murder. When he was
Yeah.
taken in for questioning,
Why is
his
2 counts?
story
'Cause the baby?
changed once again. This time he said that
pregnant-
he indeed met up with Alana, but after things got heated, she pulled a gun on him. In turn, he tried to
Oh.
wrestle the gun from her, and she was shot in the process. But ladies and gentlemen, that wasn't even his final statement. Believe it or not, he changed it again within the same interview, because when detectives asked him to show them how it happened, he couldn't. So his final statement on the matter was that he met Alana, things got heated, she pulled a gun, he managed to somehow get hold of the gun, and he shot her dead in self-defense. When asked where the gun was, he stated that he threw it on his way home after the shooting.
I want to make clear that no
Get the
one
hell outta
on the
here,
jury actually believed
Thank you.
Billy Adams' testimony, but we didn't have to believe his testimony. What we needed to find was proof of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right. Which is hard to do
And
even in
we
that
could
situation.
not find that, I feel strongly, because the prosecution left gaping holes in their case,
Right.
and they did not equip us with what we needed to reach a verdict of
Guilty.
premeditated first-degree murder. Prosecution, while it's not required to provide a motive, didn't provide a motive. So we had to say either this young man, for no apparent reason, got up and executed in cold blood these 2 men,
Right.
who he may
Oh, you talking about the first case?
have
or the
come there with or may not have come there with, or his story. It's a terrible thing to do. I even said to one of the other jurors, the other juror stated that he'll be back here. And I said, yes, but then there'll be another body. It came as quite a shock.
Damn.
Even though I expected at some point he might reoffend. I didn't think it would be just a few days after we acquitted him.
Right. Goofy. Folks is a darn goofy. You gonna wait 3 days? Like, do you know how slow you gotta be? Oh, I just beat a double body. Time to catch some more. Yeah, I want my girlfriend out of my life. Let me go do that one. Bet you that get away with that one too. All right. What? So now, I don't believe your story on the first time, shorty. The first, you talking about some they tried to rob them. No, they didn't. You had another reason to pop them niggas too. You had some reason to pop them, you popped them, and you came up with some bullshit. It just happened to work. What I'm flabbergasted at is that you got out of the jail, got off house arrest, beat the bodies, and went and did the shit again 3 days later. You could have at least waited a week, 7 days? You slow as hell, bro.